Nipsey verdict is in. I repeat, the Nipsey verdict is in. South LA check in. South LA check in. We at the criminal courts building right here behind me. Nipsey verdict is in. I repeat, the Nipsey verdict is in. I will give you the update. There's a lot going on. We are in tactical alert right now as we speak. Due to the women's rights protests going on, this will be going on all day right down the street from the courthouse. They call for additional units because of the verdict being read, as well as the women's rights being, the rally being done at the same time. So I've been in the midst of kind of getting out the way, being yelled at while I'm taping. As you can see, a lot going on right here at the criminal court building. As the protesters get ready to protest, the verdict just came in about 30 minutes, 40 minutes ago. There's tactical alert throughout the city. They have riot gear and helmets right down here in Los Angeles, downtown. So they are rolling up 3 cars, 4 cars deep with looks like a SWAT type of commando, whatever this is. But anyway, protesters are protesting, advocating for their rights, for women's rights. At the same time, we got a heightened alert due to the shooting that occurred in Illinois. Going never forgot for those who lost their life in Chicago, Illinois. The verdict is in. Eric Holder is found guilty of first-degree murder, including the attempted murders of the other people that were shot, and then some manslaughter charges will be added to it as well. So it's first-degree murder for Eric Holder. He'll be going to pretty much the penitentiary from, I guess it takes 6 months or something, 3 to 6 months to process him. So he'll be going back to Wayside, where he will await the bus to be processed into prison. So a first-degree murder charge for Nipsey Hussle has just happened. We are on tactical alert as sheriffs and LAPD responded to the courthouse due to a protest already on the way. At the same time, the verdict came in and was read at 10:30 a.m. It didn't officially get announced until about 30 minutes ago, because they had to get ready, and just in case the verdict came out anything different, with all the protests going on, and obviously, you know, if the verdict didn't come out right, how the city of LA could have responded. So far, there's a tactical alert today. If y'all coming downtown or just in LA, period, the police will be very busy as the protesters all across the country advocate for women's rights. And we got news vans rolling up. We got the tactical alert, as well as the women's right protest. So again, all 3 years from the time we started led us to this point in America. Look at us, America. Look at us. Look at us. The trial of Nipsey Hussle was not just a trial that was held in the courts, it was held in the streets. And depending on the verdict and how it was going to be read and how people were going to be respected as far as their rights is now in question. Even with the insurrection going on with Donald Trump and him possibly like admitting to, or his own cabinet admitting to the amount of, you know, charges that's going to be on Donald Trump, he could be very well facing the same charges like Eric Holder because of the Capitol Police officers who were killed during the insurrection. No one's bringing up the murder charges. This man is doing hits after hits on his own people. And again, I've always said it, if snitching was not the motive, because I'm all the snitching in the street code thing, okay, I get it. All right, you know what it is. But at what point do people realize it's no longer a physical fight anymore? This is a spiritual fight. This got nothing to do with your code, your hood, your colors, none of that. If you got a personal issue right now, you should let it go after, you know what, the mask thing. We've been through so much in America to where people are holding on to a physical transformation like they're going to be able to keep their 100 years on the face of this earth. Same way they shot down he shot down Nipsey Hussle, Eric Holder did. It's the same way he's about to be done in jail. So the reality of your life could be taken from you as quick as you take somebody else's life so easily. But the difference between a person that's good and bad, a good person gets the choice of going to heaven. A bad person don't have a choice. It's hell. And it's real. Energy begets energy. Y'all gotta know that. So anytime you an officer, you shoot somebody 60 times, you lost your damn mind. Anytime that you're a killer in the streets or a gang member, whatever you is, I'm Muslim. And I got a lot of gang members treat me like I'm a snitch. I should be in their hood. Check this out, partner. I'm Muslim. I can go where I want. I would respect your hood. But at what point do you not understand? Your hood is about to be taken over anyway. A lot of this has been about changing the demographics in the black communities. How many people really gonna be here to gang bang in a minute in LA? I mean, let's be honest. You got the forum going on. You got Nipsey, trial that just ended. So really, what do we have in the Crenshaw Slauson area? What do we really have in the 33rd district, right over there off of King? Everything's bought up anyway. And then at the end of the day, you got all these Proud Boys in the police force, these executioners, all this stuff around you. You could get killed at any minute walking down the street, going to the car. They shooting babies. They shooting any and everybody. God will destroy the earth before he let the children get touched. I'm just telling y'all, earthquakes, all that is real. Floods. These are natural disasters after you don't listen to what God's commandments are. So I'm just telling it like it is. We're very concerned at this point. They're in tactical alert everywhere. We got the insurrection trial. We got officers who are obviously being corrupted in their own ranks. Not to speak about the bad or the good ones. I don't know who's bad and good. But I only could judge you by your actions. And so far, the actions of law enforcement has been a code themselves. They go by a code. The street go by a code. Nobody's telling it what it is. But do God go by a code? No, he don't. He created it all. So you with God or you with the streets? That's your choice. Because you think you can keep your 100 years, and you can't. You got to do the right thing at the right time in order to make this a true experience about why you lived and why you died. A guilty verdict for Eric Holder, first-degree murder. It just happened about 10 a.m. It was read off 30 minutes ago. And we are in tactical alert as the police get ready for a possible protest going on all day. And the riot situation's out the way. They got they did the right thing. The jurors, 7 white women, I believe 1 Asian, another. I'm not sure if any African Americans was even in as far as the jurors. But then with the insurrection trial going on and ending at the same time as, they call it tactical alert, today, we had a mass shooting yesterday or day before yesterday. So all over America, from Chicago, 60, 70 shootings, 15, 20 homicides. You got women, kids getting shot. Now, where do we go from here? Well, if energy is going to beget energy, then I'm going to tell y'all like this. The only way this can be cleared up, along with the court case, everybody must come to order, basically. After whatever happens, that God is going to judge us for a short time. There would be a lot of deaths, a lot more deaths, but then the ending of the prophecies have to occur in Jerusalem, in Egypt, and so on and so forth, to actually move towards a new society that they're trying to create with these robots. So if you're going to create a robotic society, then they don't need human beings anymore. And it will be a fight against the human race and obviously some AI, artificial, and whatever world that we're about to go into. Almost like the movie Terminator. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot going on that meets the eye when they get to talking about building battery packs and solar energy and 5G and all this other weird stuff. Well, that comes with radiation, contamination, and so on and so forth. So definitely we are concerned because the human race as a species could take out each other very well, the same way all the violence across the country is taking out innocent people. Now, you best believe that God is connected with the, energy of positive energy. Don't connect to the negative. A negative is a low light. So you can only use it in a time of, when you finna do something to somebody. You have to make an excuse in your brain to make your mind seem like you were right, the same way Eric Holder thought he was right when he gunned down Nipsey Hussle right in front of his store, but he could see the reality of his world ended just an hour ago, as he's charged with first-degree murder. And a lot of people don't really understand that's literally a walk through a death sentence in jail. You die and head busted, so a lot of people feel like, what's gonna happen after this? Well, same thing we see in that if you don't clean your rakes of Proud Boys and executioners, you got these gunmen that come out with these rifles and shoot up crowds and shoot police officers and innocent people. So it doesn't matter at this point. Good and bad will have its fight, no matter what. All you have to do is participate in it and hope to God that you're on the side of God and not the devil. So that's what I want to say to everybody. Going in there for God for Nipsey Hussle. The verdict was read. Eric Holder is found guilty of first-degree murder. The manslaughter charge was already incompetent to even think of such a thing. They had video, they had testimony from the girl, they had all kind of different other things, felon with a gun, him admitting it himself. Then it didn't help that other people didn't participate in the actual testifying part of it, but then they don't look at the biblical aspects of what Nipsey Hussle represented in our community. That was our black messiah that gave us the last and final call. Shortly after Nipsey was murdered, the nasty thing came with the vaccinations and all this other stuff. So it's not a coincidence that all these things are occurring there in front of you. The only reality of you judging it is being in it. And if something happens to somebody close to you, that's when you feel like, oh, that's the reality of what you're in. So you don't have a street code when it comes to God. No, you don't have a color that God wears. He ain't a Crip or a Blood. Now what? You know what I'm saying? And it's real. Everybody's going to die in the state that they're in. And the state that you live and die in is going to be relative to where your soul goes after it leaves the body. And this is real. You can have all the money in the world, but it don't save you. You can't get another breath of air if you bought it and paid for it with money. So I'm just letting you know, it took 3 years from the time being on Slauson and Crenshaw for this verdict to come out. Very, very historical moment as they get ready for the protest and the verdict itself being read. And on the steps of City Hall, women are advocating for something that was already given to them by God, their right to be a woman. So what does that say now? The torch is passed from this courtroom now to another situation. I'm on live, I'm sorry. A situation from the courthouse to now the torch being passed to these young ladies who are about to run with it and continue a fight that most people are not aware of. That's their human right to exist. I mean, they could take ours away where they had us slaves at one point, and people were advocating for us to be treated like humans in this country. And a lot of the white women who advocated for this particular act to be, a part of history, landmarked it. And it should have never been unraveled or touched, because once you start unraveling the past, then you can go back further to other people's pasts, like African Americans, get into the civil rights and unravel that. And then by then, we talking about leaving this country at that point, if you're still alive, if you know what I mean. So along with all these hits and assassinations, you got the insurrection and how y'all want to weigh in on the Donald Trump trial. After you've seen all the footage that I had on A Million Hits, as we held courts in the streets on A Million Hits, I want guilty or not guilty for Donald Trump possibly having something to do with the attempted murder of YG, as well as the assassination of Donald Trump. You heard the DA say it had nothing to do with the snitching allegations. You heard Cowboy say it. You heard the girl even go back and forth, who was in the car with him, who said she didn't know about him loading bullets, that he was gonna do something. If you from LA, you already know. You see somebody with a gun loading bullets and tell you to pull around the back of the alley. I don't know about no rocket scientist, but I'm gonna tell you something like this. Old girl story ain't adding up neither. So even though we got a guilty verdict, Why did Eric Holder pull the trigger on our dear brother? Was it jealousy? Was it hate? Okay, well, you can say that. Or was it a hit that went down from Donald Trump as his insurrection trial went on the same exact time as Eric Holder's trial? Conspiracy or coincidence? Y'all tell me. Y'all seen all the footage I had on the Million Hits. You seen them take the cameras. You seen them arrest the brother. You seen him, fighting over there. Obviously, Fats being killed. A lot of weird things happen. Keith Bursey, after he had a lawsuit against LAPD, he gets murdered. All this doesn't add up to conspiracy. I don't see it being conspiracy. You hear him I'm talking about Trump, as he orders the hits of his own vice president, as well as push people with weapons, knives, and guns into the Capitol building and kill Capitol police officers. So y'all tell me, if you heard a song on the radio, let's just keep it real. If you heard F.U. on the radio, a song about you, whatever your name is, playing all day long with a music video, and then you judge why and how were they even able to do a song like that in the time of Donald Trump's presidency, or him trying to go and get elected. Well, one or two things are gonna happen, because he never tweeted about the song, he never said nothing. And whenever somebody don't say nothing, they have something else in mind. So I want y'all to weigh in to see if, well, you don't have to, because the insurrection trial weighed in, but just from the streets. Am I crazy if you heard in this trial that it had nothing to do with snitching? So why did Ermias get killed? Why is a trial going on at the same time against Trump that the Eric Holder trial goes on? Why did Trump fly over Crenshaw and Slauson every single time he came to California? Okay? With Ospreys. We have video, we have testimony from the community. No one's making up that stuff. I've seen video cameras taken out of the Marathon clothing store, never returned. The box, not the camera itself, but the box that contains the video files. So, again, Eric Holder found guilty of first-degree murder and all the other attempted murders, and then he'll get some extra felon with a gun charges. They just were adding them up, and it's not sad. It's actually a demonic person that did that. And we all are fighting demons, not only in ourselves, but in our physical form. So whenever you get a demon, God gives the ability of the righteous to slay the demon. You have prior knowledge of you're in presence of a demon. The only thing that's keeping the positive from actually slaying demons right now, and I'm being honest with you, especially after the Nipsey Hussle case, and we see the demon in his best form, is that we needed a real live, visual of what they look like, and that they're here in flesh. And we've seen that. We're seeing that from the gunmen who murder people who all day long in these parades, and mass gunmen. We're seeing them in the streets of Chicago, as 70 people are shot this week and 20 die, or 30. That number's tripling as we speak, because these are demons. They kill somebody or related to another death, or planned another death and another death, and they think, okay, well, that's the way it is. No, it ain't. There's a positive side that has to react to negative energy. I don't think y'all understand that. And when the positive starts slaying demons, it's not to be talked about. So don't think because you negative and you got that force in you to where somebody fearing you, that's going to be your reasons on why you exist. That's not going to be. Going forward, it's going to be a push for a positive charge. Meaning, you about to see God in flesh. You seen the devil in flesh. You about to see God in flesh coming up. God will rise out of this trial. I guarantee y'all that. Guarantee y'all that. It already has. Look at the verdict. Look at all the haters that was involved in, thinking that this man was just a regular man. And look at all the murals that were put up. You actually made him a legend, a god, a demigod in a sense. But we don't worship idols, not in Islam. But a modern day Messiah was killed on Crenshaw and Slauson. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't think y'all understand that. But black people, we understand it. But the world does now as this trial is over with. And hopefully now we could start putting away the healing part for the family, that they get to see the killer of their father, their husband, and all the fans get to really, really enjoy Nip's music and learn from it now, because we don't have that open wound anymore. So now we can start healing going forward, but we do have questions on why was he assassinated. Because if it wasn't snitching, then what was it? Simple as that. And if it ain't a coincidence that the murder trial of Donald Trump, the murder trial, y'all ain't hear me, the murder trial of Donald Trump is going on at the same time. Because again, 2 Capitol officers were killed during that insurrection. Probably even more than that. I'm just rounded up at 2. Not to mention all the other protesters who were killed. He gets charged with all those murders too. The girl that got shot in the head, the man that had the heart attack. Oh yeah, y'all didn't hear about all the other ones. There were other protesters that were maimed and hit, later on died at the hospital. So he gets charged with the protest deaths as well as the Capitol Police deaths. Donald Trump, yes. Ex-Donald Trump, ex-President Donald Trump. And I'm charging him with the murder of Nipsey Hussle. I am. I don't care. On a million hits, we charging him. That's what I'm going with. He's charged and he's guilty for the assassination, because at this point, they told you out their own mouth it wasn't snitching. It wasn't snitching. So what was it? Okay, what was it? You took the money? Who took the money? Where the money at? Who got the money? The girl got the money, huh? Come on, y'all, let's talk. Yeah, let's keep it black. The girl got the money, huh? Who got that money? The girl got the money? Because she sure had a good story. I'm just telling y'all, keeping it 100. She sure sound like she was, reading that script. All right, tell it like it is. That's DP status on site. I hope she don't think she can walk around LA with that story. Oh, you didn't know that him loading a gun was signs that he was going to go from a back alley to go shoot Nip. You didn't know that, huh? Okay, yeah, right. Anyway, shout out to everybody who was here through the duration of the Nipsey Hussle Slauson Girls. Shout out to you. Thank you for covering and being a part of covering the Nipsey trial as well. And my soon-to-be wife, I ain't gonna put her second. I'm gonna always put her first. But I'll tell you this, she would have been here with my kids this morning. You know what I'm saying? And we would have been down here preparing for, the verdict. But unfortunately, with the shooting that happened in Illinois, and the protest that was announced at the last minute, I felt it was not a good idea for me and my soon-to-be wife to be here, with my kids. So I'm just telling it like it is. This is some troublesome time in America. I want to thank her, Missing in Action. And she's been there on the forefront of handling all the pressures of me and what I do. And I want to tell her I love her and thank you. She was there through it all. Just all her blood, sweat, and tears and concern about our community is really secondly or firstly felt through her, guiding us through the Title VIIs and her camera work and video work herself. So I do want to say she's here with me right now as I'm here. I represent our family. So thank you for being there. Missing in Action for life. Till death do us part, girl. We gonna ride them wheels. So yeah, a lot going on downtown. The protest should be getting ready to take off momentarily. And the verdict is in. Guilty of first-degree murder for Eric Holder and guilty of attempted murder of the other victims as well. There on Slauson and Crenshaw. All the names will be written and rolled out through a press release, and I'll be putting that and posting that momentarily. So Eric is probably up here getting ready to get ready for the county bus if it hasn't already left from the one I just seen leaving. So he'll probably be going back to Wayside Supermax. So they got a special lockdown for murderers and all that up in there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the brothers who really fighting their charges and didn't do the murder. But if you did and you fighting it and all that, hey, may God be with you, brother. Because, you know, you still got to fight for your soul, even though you might get out. You know, and you got to change your life. Because at the end of the day, you could kill a person, but can you give them a life? You can't kill nobody if you ain't willing to give your own life. You know what I'm talking about? Can't do it. Can't do it. Because God energy is real. It's in us. It's in all of us. So an exhausting 3 years for those who were waiting on it. You know, and obviously for the family of Nipsey Hussle, it was like long overdue. They should have been already had this verdict in a year through 2 or 3 years ago. This is a bit of torture that they family had to wait this long. You know, damn near 4 years. You know, but yeah, he's definitely on his way back to the county jail as they you know, as they sentence him coming up. We don't know yet what the actual sentence is gonna be, because they have to do another you know, sentencing date to you know, find out exactly what it's. I know the death penalty is not involved in this, but I know that at the end of the day, he will be possibly doing life without the possibility of parole. You know, obviously, especially being gang enhancement, felon with a gun. You know, that's a different kind of world to be in, and I get it. That Al Capone, you know what I'm saying, John Gotti kind of Italian mafia, you know, lifestyle, you know, that brothers go through, you know, trying to make their way into the criminal, you know, world of whatever the black streets have to give them, the quick money, the fast girls with the car that match the house and all that. I get it, you know what I'm saying? A little heaven on earth, because you don't know if heaven gonna come after, right? So let me get it while it's here. Let me get it right now. Them right now brothers smashing and grabbing. Do your thing, bro. But don't get the crime when they catch you. You know, call mama. You tell her to put up that house. You know, be a man, stand up tall. You know what I'm saying? Do it all, right? Take your lumps. Take your hits. And then definitely take your death if you dish it out. Because God is very just. So don't think, you know, you ain't gonna be on that deathbed one day. If you get on it, if you get a chance to get to the hospital and pray, you better pray to God. Or you gonna start doing it anyway. It's a natural response once you hit that deathbed. You start praying. You don't know why you praying. You just know it's coming. I've been on there. So, you know, guilty verdict for Eric Holder just came in, first degree murder, and then attempted murder of all the rest of the individuals involved. He's getting charged with that as well, obviously, you know, and a lot of other charges. It's your boy Mason I 333. Let's get off this live, get ready for this protest, and obviously we are monitoring the tactical alert that just been called in downtown Los Angeles, as the protesters are protesting the same time as the verdict of Eric Holder and his faith came in the Nipsey Hussle trial. Now we await the verdict of the insurrection sometime today or tomorrow. It's not a coincidence that the insurrection trial went on the same time as the Eric Holder trial, because they are telling you something. You know, white America is definitely telling black America something. So pay attention to the insurrection trial now. Let's see if we get some clues in Donald Trump's insurrection trial, as they revealed that he is setting up murders, trying to kill the vice president, anybody else that was on the grounds, that was Democratic that day, as the lynch mob, sounds familiar, when we were running from slavery, tried to bring nooses as well as Confederate flags into the Capitol building and hang and kill people of our government who are obviously in a democratic process trying to get, Biden in office. It sounds so surreal. Same way, this trial was so surreal as the Nation of Islam came and held post through it all. And Minister Farrakhan answered the final call in his lifetime dealing with this Nipsey Hussle trial. So the spiritual baton was passed down to all the Muslim communities, including myself, who actually had to make that call. So I understand that y'all understand Islam. Islam is peace. But make no mistakes, we go by the Sharia law. So don't put your hands on a Muslim unless you understand the Sharia law. Read it, Sharia law. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Don't do it. I don't care who you is. Run tell that. So you see me and you approach me in the streets, don't treat me like no gangbanger. I'm a Muslim. I was born Muslim. I went to Hajj, I went to Mecca. So stop telling me I can't be certain places. I mean, you could tell me that. You could probably try to do something. But I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I'm not that cat. I'm not the one playing because I put Allah first, bro. And that's what you gonna hear when you come at me. Is God is first. Okay, God is always first. So don't come at me like I gangbang. If I did something wrong, I'm a snitch. I don't do none of that, bro. I get at the injustice of all people. But I'm a Muslim first. Okay? I'm just letting y'all know. I'm not a convert. I was born Muslim. I ain't never gangbang. So don't come at me like I'm a gangbanger. I know how to fight. I know how to do whatever you want to do. I'm just keeping it real with you. But it's not for you, brother. It's for everybody else. I'm here to love my people. Help my people. I ain't here to destroy my people. I put information on my channel because somebody got to do their homework. I don't want you coming by shooting up all the hoods. You could read it right there what color car it is. You could do your own homework. You can go on Citizens App. Why you going around doing drive-bys? Why you still shooting up a whole hood and you don't even know if that's who done it? And technically, we not even waiting on gang members no more. As far as it becomes the African-American stuff, we passed that. We passed the hood, bro. I ain't disrespecting y'all, but bro, you see what's going on in front of me. A protest. This is where I'm at, getting them rights. This is where I'm gonna be at all day, getting rights. Helping you get your rights. That's what I do. All these police looking at me crazy. Hold on, let me show you what I got on. Hold up. Y'all think I'm just be around here? Let me show you what I got. This is what I wear. I'm gonna get y'all cool little. This is what I got on. This bulletproof. That's bulletproof. These cameras work, all that. I'm not playing. Y'all gotta get like me. This is how we gotta do going forward when we challenging robots. When we challenging our own people who are obviously destroying themselves out of fear. Okay? Out of fear, you killing a man because of what? All right? Out of fear. All right? Out of fear. And you acting like you're not gonna be caught with all these cameras around here. So everybody gonna face their day, but then forget the cameras. Let's take away all the cameras. Let's take away all the police. Then what? Who you got left? You got God that know what you do, you dummy. God know everything. You's a dummy. God knows everything. I'm saying it out loud. God, if you don't like it, devil, run, 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 Satan. Get away from me. God is always first. If you don't like hearing the word God, 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 I'll say it 50 times on 1,000,000 hits. As we pray for those who are going in there forgotten. I don't bite my tongue. So if you coming up to me and you telling me, oh man, you don't like my work, then you the devil. Get away from me, bro. And if you gonna do it, let's do it. Because I put God first. And he gave all the children the right and the ability to slay the demon. Okay? So be it. I'm just telling you what it is. Going forward after seeing a good person like Nipsey Hussle the Great die right in front of it, laid on the ground getting shot. Alive while he's dying and getting shot. It's crazy. I don't know if y'all understand. This was a seal that was opened in this case. This is all a seal. Even in front of you, these are seals. These are actual biblical seals being opened as we speak. And they represent apocalypse. This is that Tupac era. That's when you gotta start listening to your Tupac when you find out the word apocalypse or Tupac. It's apocalypse. He was talking about the seals, the final seals before the final battle of Armageddon happening in Jerusalem and so on and so forth. I'm on my live, and you got to understand why these seals are prophetic, as I look at these feds. Look, all these is marshals. Look, y'all, look. This that task force. All these is U.S. Marshals. God damn. U.S. Marshals, huh? U.S. Marshals? No credential on at all, huh? Okay, first and last name. All right, 4 digits. All right, I'm just messing with them. All right, we got the U.S. Marshals belling down the street. So we gonna deal with this protest. We got a lot going on in LA today, y'all, as we get ready for the ending of a 4-year wait. And the streets of LA should be very, very pleased with this verdict. Obviously, I hope the family is, but they don't get Nipsey back. But they do get his face, his mirror on every wall, every poster, every, place across the country. So that's what you have made this man a living, walking Messiah. Thank you, Nip. And I'm a witness that God has risen from you. I have learned from you. I am a better man because of you. And being a witness to something close to God is a beautiful thing. And I want to say, in the time of these 4 years, I appreciate everything you have shown your people. And my children will learn about you. And your kids, they'll grow up learning about each other, because through your bloodline, I'm pretty sure there's more to come. So as I sign off, I just want to say, go on there for God, for Nipsey Hussle, as God work continues. All that bus, knock on wood, y'all. Hurry up, get some wood. No, let me hear it, but knock. Whew, knock on wood. Every time you see the county bus, knock on wood. Good Lord. So I'm gonna sign off, and I'm gonna say to everybody, the next question is to find out not only how much time he's gonna get, but why was he killed is the question. And I'm figuring that during the insurrection trial, some of that's gonna come out. And obviously there will be trials, or actually a trial to watch as the Department of Justice gets ready to charge Donald Trump for murder, as well as the worst charges ever known to mankind in the United States of America. And I'm charging them with the murder of Nipsey Hussle and the attempted murder of YG. And that's my official ruling on my, assessment. Now, you can have your own, but that's what I'm assessing. And that's what I'm going to stand on, is that he's guilty for the assassination of Nipsey Hussle and the attempted assassination of YG due to the F Donald Trump song, him winning the presidency, and obviously knowing that when he got in office, the first thing he ordered was the heads of both of those rappers. And he never tweeted about the song. He never answered about the song. And yet he flew over Crenshaw and Slauson every single time he came. Okay? The plot was weird. This whole trial was weird. Even on how it happened was weird. Everything was weird. The only one that I felt that gave a little bit of light, that had to put his neck on the line, was Cowboy. And I'm being honest with you. He lost everything. He lost everything to gain heaven. He lost everything to gain heaven. Y'all not hearing me. It's a spiritual transmission here. It's a transition of spiritual, from flesh to the spiritual realm, going on in front of you. When Farrakhan come down to Crenshaw and Slauson, who you talking to? You think he got time to get on plane? It's the world leader of our own voice to come down on Crenshaw and Slauson? Are you crazy? Nah, bro, it's been biblical. So stop saying these allegations of snitching. Stop it. Okay, you're not going to say that to God when he asks you, well, what you do? All right, what happened down there? You going to shut your mouth? There go Malik Spellman. Shout out to Malik. Look at him getting to work. Malik Spellman, a real live, true black man, black king, Muslim brother of mine, getting it in right now as he got the Nipsey trial down there. He did an update down there too as he gets the women verdict. I mean, not the women's verdict. They didn't even get a verdict. Actually, they just got shut down. They didn't even get a chance to have a vote on theirs. And that represents the African American vote as well. I mean, because women, shit, that's a whole nother story. But let me stay on this Nip and close out hard with Nip. Uh, we do know that going forward, there is no time to actually heal because there'll be other things coming at us a lot faster as society will speed up. Because obviously with a victory lap that was obviously ended now at the finish line for Nip, getting the end verdict and the win, the torch was passed to whom? I don't know. You know, and we were waiting for that, the next message to come from an area in LA, the ghettos of LA. And we're willing to listen to that message. And I hope you're willing to embrace it and live and die and be your story as you are a witness to either being that person or meeting that person, like Nipsey Hussle. You know, those who came in his presence, there was an energy that was rubbed off on you. And I don't know if that's how Jesus felt, you know, when he said something or he was around you, but I could surely say when God plants a seed and it grows, it definitely waters the other seeds to grow. So I will say that as Nipsey Hussle is gone and never forgotten, as the verdict came in today, you watching A Million Hits, 2022, the summer in the countdown to Apocalypse Now, as these seals are finally opened, as we get ready for mass shootings, children dying, and etc. I want to say Armageddon.